poor. Europe was once not a collection of countries. It was a giant, complicated puzzle of kingdoms, empires, and divided peoples. So how did millions of people, from peasants to princes, suddenly start calling themselves one nation? The answer to that question didn't just change a few maps. It changed the entire course of world history forever. Let's rewind to the early 1800s. Europe was dominated by sprawling empires like the Austrian, Ottoman, and Russian empires. If you asked someone who they were, they'd likely say they were a subject of a king, a resident of a particular town, or a member of a certain religion. The idea of being German or Italian as we know it today just didn't really exist for most people. Their loyalty was to their local lord or a distant monarch, not to a country. Then, a powerful new set of ideas began to shake the continent to its core. Liberty, equality, and the radical concept of popular sovereignty. The French Revolution lit the spark, spreading the explosive belief that the people, not hereditary rulers, should be the ones to control their own destiny. This idea of the nation as a collective of people with a shared will was revolutionary. Suddenly, things like a common language, shared culture, and a collective history became incredibly powerful tools. Poets wrote epic poems about national heroes. Artists painted grand scenes from their people's past. Thinkers and philosophers began to define what it meant to be part of a nation, creating powerful symbols and stories that united people on a deep emotional level. You could see this happening all over. In places like Germany and Italy, there were dozens of small independent states. They shared a language and a culture, but they were politically fractured. Nationalist movements rose up, demanding unification, pushing to bring these scattered pieces together into a single, powerful nation-state. But nationalism had a flip side. In the vast multi-ethnic empires like Austria-Hungary, this same idea had the opposite effect. Different groups, Hungarians, Czechs, Poles, and others started demanding their own autonomy, their own national identity. Nationalism inspired incredible unity, but it also created deep, simmering tensions. It completely reshaped the borders of Europe and fundamentally altered the balance of power. By the end of the 19th century, the old world of empires and kingdoms had been transformed. The age of the modern nation-state had arrived, and Europe, and the world, would never be the same. But here's the twist. This very idea, which was meant to unite people around a common identity, also planted the seeds of future conflicts, setting the stage for the rivalries and wars that would define the next century. So what do you think? Does nationalism ultimately bring people together, or does it do more to divide the world? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this, make sure to subscribe for more.